When I first began to examine the whys and hows of producing a painting about the Vietnam War, I had to first ask myself, self, are you capable of telling that story? Yes. I'm a Marine combat veteran. I was in Vietnam, 1968 and 69, and I've been a professional artist for almost 40 years. So I did live through those days and do in fact possess the creative nuts and bolts that would enable me to make something of this inspiration. And that is to orchestrate a work of art that would, with a lot of paint and a lot of brushes and a bit of glue and paper, tell stories that still need telling, but do so in a way that no one else has ever done. After much thought, I soon identified certain elements and inspirations that I felt needed to be incorporated into the piece. Items that, when hand-painted in extreme detail on canvas, would transport me and most other vets right back in country. These first recollections would serve as visible anchors as the painting developed, to give me something to build on. As an example, they would include things like the Claymore Mine and the Jungle Boot. Additionally, I've included a rubbing from the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the wall. It would be the cornerstone to the entire piece. It speaks symbolically of the depth of our enormous collective loss. Each of these anchor elements, as well as other components that appear on Vietnam Elegy, have a significant importance. Each individual item has a story of its own to tell. The Jungle Boot was an uncomplicated icon from a very complicated time and place. By the mid-1960s, the boots became part of the standard uniform issued to most troops serving in Southeast Asia, regardless of their jobs. In the brutally hot and soggy landscape of South Vietnam, this footwear was multi-purpose by design. The knobby tread functioned best as a mud magnet. Embedded in deep muck, you would often walk right out of your boots. Inside each boot was a thin metal plate under the foot to prevent the penetration of punji stakes. Those were sharpened bamboo spikes smeared with caca, and they were a key component in certain kinds of booby traps. The canvas uppers, unfortunately, could allow those very same punji stakes to impale your calf. Of benefit, the canvas uppers assisted in the quick drainage of water from the boot. They also promoted ventilation. For troops in garrison, the black leather lowers could be spit-shined and pass any lifer's inspection. For troops in the field, however, shoe polish had no function and was left behind, allowing the leather to weather in the elements, eternally soaked, dried out, bleached, and scuffed to raw leather white. The olive canvas uppers became faded and tinted with an orange earth patina. Jungle boots became somewhat emblematic of those who spent what felt like a lifetime doing the stuff of war, or the rest who may not have been able to escape the military's mandate on being squared away while in Vietnam. Artistically, it seemed natural to include the jungle boots, primarily because as I was applying paint to the canvas uppers took on a life of their own. It's almost as if they belonged there.